Are we up? Are we running? Yes, we are. Okay, I am back on the camera, on the interwebs, whatever you want to say. And I can't quite believe I'm saying this, but I'm back in China. I'm actually here teaching for another year. I was in Beijing last time, and I've worked with teaching English in China for 3 years now. And I'm now in Shanghai, which is, you know, a completely new experience for myself. Things feel quite familiar, but very different at the same time. So, and Shanghai has come with a lot of different experiences. That's going to be really good to be able to share with you. And I've been here for about 4 weeks now, so I've been here for about a month. So I've settled in quite nicely, and I have my apartment, which is here. I'm in my apartment, and today that's exactly what I'm going to speak to you about, is the whole finding your own apartment. Now, Shanghai is a little bit different in terms of finding an apartment. Now, when I was in Beijing and any other cities as well that other teachers have been in, quite often the school provides that apartment for you, which makes it very easy. You just walk in, slip in, and that's it, you've got your apartment. Now, Shanghai, with Teach English in China, we partner with a company with Pasacan, and now with Pasacan, it is required that you find your own apartment in Shanghai, which can be very daunting. The whole idea of having an apartment in your own country can be daunting, never mind finding an apartment in China. But, you know, honestly, swear down, it was possibly the easiest experience I've ever had in finding an apartment. So easy. So what happens is that when you arrive, you will be put up in a hotel, and you'll go through a lot of, you know, setting up your bank accounts, setting up your SIM cards and things like that, and, you know, finding out where your school is, where it's located, and then the next job is to find an apartment. And what will happen is you will get a coordinator. Now, my coordinator is Annie, and she is spot on. She is just the loveliest person and the most helpful person as well. But there is numerous coordinators that you will get in Shanghai, and honestly, I didn't really have to do too much of the work. Once I knew where my school was located, you know, they ask you, where do you want to live? You know, roughly where do you want to live? Do you want to live closer to the school, or do you want to live closer to the center of Shanghai? And each have their own advantages. You know, if you're close to the school, it's only about a 5-minute walk, but if you're further to the center, it can be, depending on where your school is, that is, it can be, you know, a bit of a commute. Now, for me personally, I chose to live in a place called Longyan Road, and my school is kind of towards the airport. It's kind of on the end of the subway, and it takes me about an hour to get to school. 50 minutes maybe on a good day, but no more than an hour. And honestly, at first I thought an hour commute, wow, that is long, but actually an hour commute is very normal. It is not bad at all. Once you get yourself settled in, an hour commute isn't bad. So, you know, if you are thinking, well, if my school's on the outside but I want to live closer to the center, then actually I would recommend that an hour commute at the most, nothing more, because otherwise it does then get a bit too tiring. But as I say, back on track, the coordinator will give you an idea of where you could live or where you might want to live, and, you know, the way I would do it is use the subway map to sort of give you a vague idea of where you might want to live. And I knew that I wanted to live a bit closer to the centre, and then commute in, and as I said, I do about an hour commute, and honestly it's fine. I don't mind at all. At first I was a bit like, oh, it's a bit long, but honestly it doesn't bother me, especially when you get on the metro and you're maybe studying some Chinese on the metro or things like that. Anyways, the actual searching of the apartments though, like the apartments themselves, I looked at about 5 or 6 apartments before I actually found this one. Now, honestly, the first few, you know, I walked into, and it just wasn't right. Maybe the location wasn't right, it wasn't close to the subway, or just maybe the way it was laid out, just the kitchens, or maybe just there was one apartment that I looked at which was a shared apartment, and just walking in, it just wasn't right for me at all. And it took about 5 or 6 apartments until I walked into this one, and this one was just perfect. I remember walking in just thinking, location spot on, and the cleanliness and the just the way it was just lovely. It's small, but it's got everything that I need. And you know, again, it depends on whether you want to live by yourself or you want to live with someone else. If you live with someone else, it's going to be a lot cheaper, but if you live by yourself, it's going to be more expensive. Just bear that in mind. But you will get paid a significant amount more in Shanghai as well, so bear that in mind. So, as I said, it took me about 4 or 5 apartments until I found the one that was right for me. So, you know, if you are going to search for an apartment, don't be disheartened when the first few apartments you go to and you think, these aren't right. Like, this is, it can feel disheartening, thinking, am I going to find an apartment? I promise you, you will find that apartment that's right. But make sure that if you are looking for your apartments, make sure that you are going to be happy with it. You know, you do want that apartment that you're going to walk in and go, actually, I like this. You might have looked at like 10 apartments and none of them have been right. Don't just settle for one. You know, wait, find that one that is right for you, because you are going to be there for a whole year. Bear that in mind. But honestly, the whole searching for an apartment is probably the easiest experience I've ever had. It is something you just have to do. It is something you have to persist with. But as soon as you've got it, as soon as you've moved in and found that apartment, it is great just to have that comfort. In some cases it might be a bit difficult, but you know, finding an apartment is going to be naturally a difficult thing to do. But I can't stress enough how actually easy it is. And from speaking to other people, you know, I've not really heard any awful stories of anyone who've been disheartened by their choice of their apartment. And as I say, because you do have a choice. Remember, you do have a choice of where you live. You do have a choice of what you want, whether you want a shared place or whether you want to live by yourself as well. So let me just show you a little bit of my apartment. Now, as I said, my apartment's a little bit small, but it has everything that I personally need. So let's just have a look. Okay, so here is my bedroom. Now, I am just washing my sheets, so I apologize that they are there. I have a nice bit of window there. I've got really good cupboard space. Now, it is a bit like a studio, I guess. You know, I've got my fridge here, and I have a little bit of desk space. I was using this as a tripod for you. Actually, this is a bit of a story. I've got the Breaking Bad box here. When I walked into the apartment and I opened the cupboard, that Breaking Bad box set was there. It was like it chose me, which was good. But anyways, yeah, so this is my sort of living area and my bedroom. I tend to just sit on the bed or sit at my desk, and it's just perfect for living by myself. And as I say, I've got lots of cupboard space. Let me just show you behind this curtain. Actually, I've got sort of a railing to hang up my clothes. Got some aircon, which is essential in this heat. And if I come through here, now this is actually my front door here. It looks like a very standard door. I actually have 2 doors. So this is my kitchen here. Now my kitchen here, it's small, but it has everything that I need. I've got my rice cooker, I've got my sink, I actually have my hob in there, which I plug in, and this is just perfect for me. So yeah, and you know, a lot of other apartments might have bigger kitchens, but for me personally, it doesn't bother me. Sometimes it can be a bit, but it doesn't bother me. And here is my bathroom. So I have my washing machine, and I have my sink, obviously toilet, and this is my shower, which is nice and big, which is lovely. So I have a really nice and big shower. And yeah, so you know, this is it really. This is my apartment, and as I say, it's really clean. It's really, you know, everything that I need. But as I say, I walked into here and I was like, yeah, this is it. It was good price. And that's probably something I do need to talk about actually, is pricing. Now pricings do range, again it depends on your location, but you are going to look at roughly to about 4,000 RMB roughly, depending on, again, if you want to live by yourself or with someone else. You know, you're going to roughly on average look at about 4,000 RMB. You know, a lot of guys who share, they get bigger apartments and still are paying sort of 3,000 to 4,000 RMB. Because this is quite a small place and I'm living by myself, this is costing me roughly about 4,000 RMB. I do have to pay for the electrical as well. But yeah, And as I say, you're going to be paid a considerably amount more in Shanghai. So therefore, you can afford to pay. It's not a problem. And then all I do is I transfer the money to my landlord every month, and that's it. It's very simple. So hopefully this has given you some ideas of apartments. This is roughly something that you're going to get. And as I say, find an apartment that's right for you. Find an apartment that's going to suit your needs, and don't just settle for somewhere that's going to make you not happy. Many teachers live close to their school, which is recommended, but it's not essential. So yeah, it is currently pouring down with rain outside. Here's my view. I'm going to stop now because I've talked for too long now, but it's been a while since I've been on these videos, but be prepared for some more to come soon, and hopefully I'll get some more teachers in the videos themselves. So I will see you in the next video, and make sure that you subscribe because there's going to be more videos, and check out the website as well, which is www.teach-english-in-china.co.uk, and I will see you next time. Okay, bye.